Imagine the enjoyment you'll get with a waterfall and stream meandering through the yard with large colorful fish swimming up to greet you. Sound too good to be true? Pond Eco has made installing and maintaining a pond a breeze. It's never been easier to purchase a pond kit. Years ago, features like these were nearly unobtainable. Pond Eco Aquatic Systems has taken pond building and pond maintenance to a new level. Whether it's a small water garden for growing aquatics, a large koi pond filled with show koi, or something in between, Pond Eco has proven components that are affordable, simple to maintain, and can be installed by almost anyone. To keep things simple, Pond Eco has categorized all ponds into 5 basic types: water gardens and container gardens, starter ponds, eco ponds, disappearing waterfalls, and koi ponds. This enables you to purchase a pond kit for exactly the type of pond you want, not what someone else wants to sell you. The smallest and least expensive ponds are water gardens and container gardens. Water gardens are just what they say they are, water for gardening. All that is required is some liner, a small submersible pump, and a small submersible filter. They are great for growing aquatic plants such as hyacinth, lotus, lilies, and countless marginals, oxygenators, reeds, and grasses. A container garden is anything that can hold water or hold a piece of rubber liner, a pump, and some tubing. They are also ideal for growing some aquatics as well. These features are easy to construct and maintain. The water plants do most of the filtering. A small waterfall will give you the sights and sounds of running water, and these features will give you many years of trouble-free enjoyment. Next are starter ponds. These ponds are as big as 1,500 gallons and come equipped with heavy-duty skimmers and waterfall filters. They are ideal for large goldfish and medium-sized koi. They are also great for growing aquatic plants, and for small areas in the yard or for folks who just desire a small pond. Starter ponds are fairly inexpensive and can usually be built in one weekend. They only require emptying the skimmer basket a couple times a week and cleaning the filter 4 or 5 times a year. And a spring cleanout will usually be necessary. Next up are eco ponds. Pond Eco has revolutionized the pond building industry with the discovery of the eco pond. We were the first to discover the 5 elements that nature requires to create a mini ecosystem that breaks down its own waste and is self-maintaining. Eco ponds are the most natural looking of all ponds as no components are seen. All routine maintenance is handled topside and you will barely get your hands wet. So just what does nature need to be an eco pond? First, we need surface skimming. 90% of all pond debris is windblown or falls from the trees. If we trap it in the skimmer before it settles, then there will be very little debris reach the bottom. Secondly, we will need overfiltration. Pond Eco manufactures the largest filters on the market. You can certainly get by with smaller filters, but at certain times of the year when the water is very warm, or the fish get overfed, or an unusual amount of debris gets blown into the pond, then it makes sense to have the filter capacity to handle a worst-case load. Larger filters also mean less frequent cleaning and better water quality. The third element is increased surface area within the pond. Stone pond walls and a thin layer of gravel in the stream bed and on the pond floor greatly increase the amount of available surface area for the colonization of beneficial bacteria. In fact, with a mature pond, with a light fish load, and shaded from the heat of the sun, the filter could be bypassed and the pond itself would become the filter. We must also provide high water flow. Quality pumps from Pond Eco aerate the water through waterfalls and streams. We must build our pond so the water will flow from one end to the other and keep the gravel on the bottom of the pond in constant supply of clean, oxygenated water. Without moving water over the entire pond bottom, sludge and debris will accumulate. Lastly, we need fish and plants to complete the ecosystem. Fish provide an ammonia source and help keep the bottom clean by foraging for food. Plants absorb nutrients that are created by detoxified waste. Plants also absorb other toxins and provide food for fish and microorganisms. The next type of feature is the disappearing waterfalls. These are fast becoming very popular for folks who desire a waterfall and stream but have no time to maintain a fish pond or have little ones and deep water could be a concern. Disappearing waterfalls simply flow into a pit of gravel. The only maintenance is to add a little water occasionally to replace what is evaporated. The pit area is great for growing aquatic plants. Make your stream any length you want. This type system can be turned on or off at any time. Lastly is a true koi pond. This type pond system is mainly for the purpose of raising and breeding large, colorful koi. These systems can be very rewarding because of the beautiful fish that reside in their waters, but they are the most complicated to design and build and must be closely maintained. Ponds can be so much fun and bring enjoyment to the whole family. Whichever type pond you choose to build, feel confident that you are purchasing the very finest in pond components from Pond Eco. A pond built using Pond Eco components and techniques require very little in the way of routine maintenance. All that is usually needed is to keep the skimmer fairly clean. The Eco Falls filters from Pond Eco require cleaning only 3 to 5 times a year, depending on fish load, hours of direct sunlight, feeding habits, and skimmer cleanliness. The enjoyment you will receive is enormous. Most people fall in love with their fish, and koi and goldfish can be excellent pets. They learn to recognize the person who feeds them, and you can see their excitement as you approach the pond's edge. They can become quite tame and soon will take food right out of your hand. Your new pond will also create plenty of planting opportunities around the pond. There are many plants, flowers, shrubs, trees, and grasses that look great and help naturalize the pond's perimeter. Make your pond a destination location by installing a step-stone pathway that meanders throughout the garden. Install some rustic boulders in the landscape around the pond and also a shade structure of some kind if you don't have a canopy of trees overhead. Designing your backyard paradise is half the fun, but if you are not the hands-on type, there are professional designers and installers that will build your oasis for you. Soon you will become so addicted to your backyard that you will be daydreaming at work of getting home and tinkering around the pond and garden. Do it. You deserve it.